The 31st edition of the SEA Games is set to kick off in a week's time on Thursday, May 12. Held in Hanoi, Vietnam, the Games was originally scheduled to take place end of last year but was postponed to this year due to COVID-19. And as part of the Straits Times' coverage ahead of the biennial multi-sport event, we are putting the spotlight on 5 athletes who are making their debut. The first profile out today is teen sprinter Mark Lewis.
Hi, I'm Mark Brian Lewis. I'm 19. I'll be representing Singapore in athletics at the 2022 SEA Games. I picked up track and field when I was in primary school, just for fun for CCA. To join my cousin because he asked me to join. So when I was primary 3, I started off. My coach asked me to start with long jump and hurdles. I realized I had potential and wanted to take it seriously after the Asian Youth Championships. Now, after winning it, I felt good and just wanted to go further. The toughest period I faced, I think, was during the COVID phase, where I couldn't train with my friends, couldn't compete, so I think I lacked some motivation to train. I feel grateful to be able to compete in the SEA Games this year and grateful for my teammate, coach and my family. My goals for the SEA Games are to get a personal best and hopefully to be able to get on the podium.
Sports correspondent Sazali Abdul Aziz is here to share more. Saz, we've just seen one of the profiles, teen sprinter Mark Lewis. Tell us more about him and what are his medal chances?
Yeah, well, Mark is 19. He's a young man who's very soft-spoken but has very quick feet. He has clocked a 10:39 second effort in December last year, which makes him the third fastest Singaporean of all time, just behind C. Kunalan and UK Sham. And he is probably our most exciting men's sprinting prospect since UK Sham 20 years ago. So he's really one to watch out for. In fact, last month he beat the reigning SEA Games champion from Malaysia. We'll keep a close eye and see how he does. In terms of whether he could medal, I think a podium is a good shout. He's in good form, he's been training well. He received short-term deferment from National Service to compete in Vietnam, and I'm sure he wants to get something to show for it. I think that would be an amazing achievement for his first SEA Games.
And over the next few days, ST will be revealing the other 4 profiles. Could you give us a little teaser as to who they are?
Yeah, Mark is one of 5 young athletes we've chosen to profile, and they are all making their debut at this Hanoi SEA Games, and they are all born in the year 2000 or later, which makes them literally the 21st century Singaporean athlete. We just thought it would be nice to shine a light on these young talents, who will carry the flag for Singapore in overseas international competitions over the next decade, maybe 2 decades, and just basically talk to them, see what makes them tick, and how they got to where they are now.
We'll definitely be looking out for those profiles. Separately, the SEA Games football matches kick off today and Singapore is set to face Laos tomorrow. Now, the young Lions have never lost to them. Looks like an easy win for us.
It's 2022. I think easy wins are getting fewer and farther between, especially at international level. And Laos have a very experienced coach, Michael Weiss, who used to coach the Philippine senior national team. So I'm sure he'll get them organized. Having said that, I do think that Singapore have enough in us to get the 3 points and get off to a winning start.
What about the young Lions' chances of finishing the top 2 of their group and eventually reaching the semi-finals?
Yeah, that's a really tough ask. We got the best possible draw we could have hoped for. We avoided Vietnam and a couple of other difficult, Indonesia, for example, who are the dark horses for the gold medal. But having said that, our squad makeup has been really hit by a few losses. Most notably, the 3 Fandi brothers, Irfan, Iksan and Ilhan. Ilhan is out of injury. Irfan and Iksan were not released by their Thai clubs, and as well as an injury to our captain Jacob Mala. Again, having said that, a win against Laos in the first game, if they can carry that momentum for a good showing against Thailand in the second game, and things may fall into place. We get into the semi-finals, and then from there it's basically 2 cup finals, and you never know what can happen.
Well, Sazali, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Sports correspondent Sazali Abdul Aziz. Sazali, together with our other sports desk colleagues, will be heading to Hanoi to cover the games. They'll be covering the action on the ground and keeping a close watch on Singapore's medal count. And you can find all of it on straitstimes.com.